Welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer. When this is your first time here, you're welcome big time. And if you're a returning subscriber, you're welcome back. I also want to say thank you to my 500 subscribers. You guys are amazing. So I haven't been here in a while, and I'm sorry because a lot has been going on with your girl. But I am here now, and I hope to be here for as long as I can. I've had people ask me questions about housemanship, house job. Of course, if you follow me here, you'd know that I recently graduated and I got inducted into the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria a few months back. And then after medical school or dental school, the next thing for you to do is to do your compulsory 1-year housemanship done in some centers around the country. So in this video, I'll be talking about things you should look out for when you're about to pick a center for your housemanship, things you should expect and how you should plan for your housemanship. So just a brief introduction. Before you can do your housemanship, it means that you have studied dentistry or medicine. And if you study any of these courses, it also means that you would have passed your final medical board exam, after which you have to be inducted into the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. After this induction, you're expected to have your license. It is after you've gotten your license that you can now go on to apply. About 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria made it centralized in the sense that once you're a licensed doctor, you are able to apply for vacancy in any hospital of your choice that is available on the portal at the time the portal is open. And before it opens, the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, they announce it on their website or on their social media handle. So you have to keep your ear open to know when this portal is going to be open. Preferably, if you can join group chats or Telegram pages where you have recently graduated doctors who are waiting to start their house job. That way you can get first-hand information and also communicate with your colleagues from other schools outside your own school. Depending on when you graduate or when you're inducted, you can now wait for the next badge so that you can apply. Now, before you apply, there are some things you're supposed to do. You would have registered fully with MDCN. You would have been able to set up your house job portal. You would have had your license. And then all you're waiting for is for them to open the portal. So usually they announce these dates a week or more to the exact date, and they announce the date and the time. In my own case, I think it was on 17th of March and it was by 10 a.m. So what this means is that you need good internet access, a computer to enhance accessibility, and you need to be online ahead of the time. You should be logged in waiting for that portal to open, because if you try to log in as at the time every other person is trying to log in, you could have internet glitch. So by the time you're done, the center of your choice may not be available on the portal again. So this brings me to the next point. What are the things you should look out for in a center where you choose to do your housemanship? Just like you should already know, your period of housemanship is a period of you gaining skills or pruning the skills you already acquired from your undergraduate years. So here you'll be working firsthand with patients under supervision, yeah? So I think the primary thing you should focus on is where you'd be able to gain clinical exposure and hands-on skill, yeah? So I think that is the primary thing. Then there are a number of things people consider, like location. So when it comes to location, you're looking at where is this hospital situated? Is this place an affordable place for me to live in, especially if you do not have family members living in that state or in that city? Is there accommodation? Does this hospital provide adequate accommodation, right? If they do not provide adequate accommodation, do I have family where I can stay with, or can I afford to get a place outside of the hospital? And how much does it cost to get a place outside of the hospital? Would I be able to afford a place outside the hospital? Will I be able to function efficiently from outside the hospital? Because as a house officer, you're likely going to be on calls, you have to constantly be in the hospital and all of that. The next thing is workload. This place I'm going to, what is the patient to doctor ratio? Generally, we know that the health sector is understaffed. I don't think there's anywhere you go to in this country where you don't experience shortage of healthcare workers. So you may want to skip that, because you can't really run away from it. Every center you're in, there are going to be more patients than the doctors that are available, sadly. Then under location, you're also looking at security. There are places that have a high level of insecurity, and there are places that are highly secure. In line with location, there is also the language barrier. If you're going to a place, it would be nice that you can adequately speak the language so that you can comfortably communicate with your patients, right? Because sometimes they may have an emergency and then you have a patient who you cannot communicate with, or you cannot communicate with their relatives. can be very, very challenging. But then this is not top on the list. Yeah, the most important thing for me is clinical exposure, because once you're done with your housemanship, you get your permanent license. If you're going to go for your youth service, chances are you may be the only person there, and there are so many things you're expected to have learned during your housemanship. So imagine if you're not able to get enough clinical exposure, you won't be able to provide adequate health care for your patients. Now, in location too, you're looking at how affordable is it to live in this place, because as a house officer, and if you're going to be living solely on your monthly income, you're going to have to deliberately calibrate your expenses. So if you choose a center that is located in a place where cost of living is high, by cost of living I mean feeding, transportation, and then if these centers do not provide adequate accommodation for the house officers, chances are you may need to get a place outside of the hospital, which could also be expensive. So when you're trying to pick a center, you should also put all these things into consideration and find out if what you're going to earn at the end of the month can comfortably cater for all these things you need to do in this place, all these expenses that you may need to incur in this place. So these are some of the things you should look out for. On a personal note, I think if you're going to be doing your house job where you have your family, it makes it a lot easier. Maybe not 100%. Of course, it cannot be 100% easy. But when you have family around, it lessens the burden, right? Because trust me, relocating is a whole lot. If you're going to move from one region to another, it's going to be a whole lot for you. So imagine coming into a place, you don't have family, you don't have friends, and to crown it all, there isn't even enough accommodation. What are you going to do? You're going to almost be stranded, yeah? So it's also nice for you to have people in that place you're going to. And it's also very important that you get first-hand testimonial from people who are working in a particular place, yeah? Hear from them. If possible, hear from as many people as you can so that you can know what to expect. Because there are times you could think that because this center is in this location, it's going to be XYZ, yeah? Only for you to get there and realize this was not what you imagined, yeah? And this is because you didn't get the appropriate information. So all these things are things you're supposed to do. So I'm making this video because there are people who do not know where they want to do their house job, especially final year students. The truth is that the place you may want to do your house job may not be available at the time. So that is why you need to have a number of options so that you don't get frustrated on that day when you log in and you're looking at all the centers available and you're like, what is this? So you just dispose yourself, have some places in your mind. So when the portal opens and your first choice is not available, you can make do with other choices that you have that are also on the portal. Now, the NDCN housemanship portal does not show all the available centers in the country. No, it only shows federal institutions. And you also know that for your housemanship, the federal institutions are not the only institutions where you can do your housemanship. There are state institutions like state hospitals, there are military hospitals, and there are some private hospitals too, where you can actually do your housemanship. So if you want to get the full list of all these hospitals, you can still go to the NDCN portal. You see all the available or accredited hospitals where you can do your housemanship. So I'm making this video so that you can actually plan yourself ahead of time. There are people who wait for that portal to open for them to pick a place, or there are people that just have one place in their mind, and once the portal is open and they don't see that place, they become frustrated, like they don't know what to do, except you've made up your mind that this is the only place where you want to do your house job. So even if it's not on the portal, you're going to wait for as long as it's going to take for that place to be available, then it's still okay. Another thing you should look at is the work environment. Is it an intense place? Is it a place that will shatter your mental health? What is the learning experience like? Just ask questions. That way you can prepare your mind and prepare yourself adequately and decide fast. I think it's also okay for me to add that the centers available for dental surgeons may not be the same centers available for medicine, yeah, because there are not as much centers for the BDS graduates as there are for the MBBS graduates. And this is for people who have friends and they say, okay, we are going to do our house job in this place. Chances are the center you want may be available for you as a dental surgeon and may not be available for your friend who is an MBBS graduate. So have all these things in mind and dispose yourself. Now, once you clicked on the center that you want, if it's still available, it automatically takes you to a page that has your appointment letter. You're supposed to print that appointment letter and go to that center within 2 weeks, right? You have just 2 weeks to do all of that so that you can accept your appointment. If you do not go to the hospital within 2 weeks, you're going to lose that job offer or wait for the next time the portal is going to be open. For people who do not want to do their housemanship in federal institutions, you have military hospitals, there are state hospitals. The implication is that you may have to apply directly to those places since they are not under the centralized MDCM posting. So you may have to ask questions, find out from people who are already doing their housemanship there. Keep your ears open for when they are accepting house officers so that you too can directly apply. I think I've said most of the things I want to say. If you have any question, if you need any further clarification, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to every single one of them. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the post notification so I get notified whenever I make new video uploads. For everybody watching this, whether you're a medical student or a dental student, just keep an open mind. Or even if you're a recent graduate or you haven't been inducted, just keep an open mind and take it one step at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. You've already taken the first step, so just keep at it, and I wish you the very best of luck. I hope you get the place of your choice. I hope you get the fulfillment and you learn as much as you'd want to learn during your period of your housemanship. Thank you very much. As always, if you found this video helpful, share it with your friends. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I love you guys. See you all in my next video. Bye.